Hello, everyone. Welcome to Project Learn, a Rescale and Spark AR initiative aiming at upskilling tech enthusiasts on emerging AR technology with the help of workshops and hackathons, and building a highly engaged Spark AR community. Through these workshops, you would be taught how to build your AR effects on Spark AR Studio with features that enhance the experience of Facebook and Instagram users. I'm Anamika, and before we start the workshop, I would like to run through a small presentation to share the purpose, flow, application, and benefits of being a part of this program. Just give me a second, please. There's a little glitch. Just give me 1 second. So, as I mentioned, um, Project Learn aims at helping you kickstart your careers in the domain of augmented reality by training you in the technology. So the program structure is divided into three broad stages. In the first stage, we walk you through the Spark AR Studio and teach you how to create your first AR effect from scratch, which involves importing assets, canvas, face tracking, patch editor, and generating test link. In the second phase, we will move a step further and teach you about the advanced filters and share with you Spark AR policies before you finally submit your effect. Submission of your effect will get your meta certification and access to resources that will help you to prepare for the hackathon. In the final phase, we would host hackathons at your college level and pan India level. You would be rewarded and recognized for your efforts and contribution. Next. So, before we move further, let me quickly introduce Spark AR Studio to you all. Spark AR Studio is a tool used by the global community of creators and brands to create and share AR experiences using Facebook family of apps. And augmented reality is an interactive experience which digitally enhances what can be seen, heard, and touched in the real world. At the moment, we have over 600 million people using AR and Meta apps. Let's quickly have a look at what is happening in the field of AR. So there are four key capabilities where AR is being used currently. To give you a brief insight, we all have come across those face filters on Instagram where we can add a mask on our face. This is done by using the face tracking capability. IKEA, the popular Swedish chain of home furnishing store, uses AR to help their customer choose the right furniture for their home through the world tracking capability. Similarly, while QR codes are very normal to scan, we are now able to scan the pamphlets and business cards using target tracking. Also, the latest capability introduced, this body and hand tracking, offers utility for fashion and e-commerce brands, allowing users to try an outfit digitally before they click on a purchase. So there are a few effects that I'm going to share with you, which I'm pretty sure you have tried also, you've seen on Instagram. Like the first one that you see, here the hair color changes when you scream or you're getting a phone call from a celebrity. Also, AR plays a very impressive role in escalating your gamifying experience by mapping effects with the facial expressions, gestures, and head movement. AR has played a very crucial role during the pandemic in bringing the world to your drawing room by emphasizing on the moment, making the content much more interactive, enjoyable, and memorable. Having said this, what happens to the effect I have created? Well, the effect that we create is published on our Instagram user page in the stories section and in the reels. And the most amazing part is that our effect is available for the audience worldwide to use and experience. Okay, now I've created my effects. I have got a very good fan following. People across the globe are using my effect. But how does this program help me professionally? So there are many ways in which we can use AR to our advantage. We can monetize on the platform by building interactive AR effects for brands and creators. We can become a AR UX researcher, AR developer, and educator. We can leverage AR in our career by identifying and solving the problems. And we can take augmented reality career further into learning VR and XR. With so many advantages, both immediate and long term, I'm pretty sure you're going to make the most of these workshops. We had shared a download link for Spark Air Studio with you in the email. I hope you have downloaded it. And in case you haven't done it, I request you to do it now before we begin this session. So I'll quickly introduce to you the mentor for the day. Today we have with us Shavi Garg, who's an AR creator for last 2 years and has created some amazing AR effects during her journey. She was in the top 5 Meta Spark AR India brand challenge, and today she would be hand holding you into creating your first AR effect from scratch. Welcome, Chavi.
Thanks a lot for such an amazing introduction, ma'am. And yeah, it's gonna be an amazing experience for me as well to train students that how they can get started with their first ever effect. So I'm very much excited for that as well.
And what are we learning today, Chavi?
Okay, so today we would be learning about face tracking, and also we would be learning something more about brain tracking. So we would be touching the basic points so that our students can understand the basics first, and then they can like move on to the advanced capabilities.
Right. So without taking much of your time, I'm handing over the virtual stage to you. I'll be here at the back end. Please give me a shout in case you need something.
Sure.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hi everyone, and I'm pretty much sure that you all might be excited for the today's workshop because today it's gonna be your first ever effect workshop, and you will all be understanding that how you can make it and how you can get started with it, and also there might be various questions in your mind that might be jumping on that. Okay, why should I get started with a new technology and so on? So yeah, I would be very happy to answer them all today in this workshop. Okay. Now, first of all, before starting, first we'll understand what is actually AR and why you should get started with augmented reality. Those things are very much important to get cleared first. So we'll jump on to that, and then accordingly, we'll move on to the Spark AR Studio. Okay, and again, if you haven't downloaded the Spark AI Studio yet, so download the Spark AI Studio. Till we are like talking about that, what is actually augmented reality. I'll just drop the link in the comment box to download. Okay. I put in the Spark AR Studio download link into the comment box. You can just check it out and download the Spark AR Studio. Till it is being downloaded, what we can do, we can get uh, just what is actually augmented reality. Okay, so basically augmented reality is a technology that lets people superimpose digital content. Now what sort of digital content it can be that you can superimpose? It can be images, it can be sound, it can be text as well. Okay, over a real world environment. Okay, now basically you have like how it got started. We have seen those Pokemon Go games, and okay, where we can just superimpose those Pokemons over our real environment. So that's how it used to be done. And then later on, we have seen various effects that goes on, like on Instagram and Facebook. We have seen various effects that goes like there are effects that through which you can change your hair color, you can just change your dress, you can put some necklace, you can put some jewelry onto your face. So that's very much easy to do so, and AR is playing a huge role, and also you might be knowing about it very well. So yeah, that's actually augmented reality, and that's how it plays a great role into our real world. Okay, so now moving on to the further discussion. Obviously, now you all might be thinking that why should I get started with augmented reality? See, again, it's a very it might be a very new domain for you, but yeah, it is very much helpful because, again, why not get started with a new technology? Because you might be starting with some new technologies like AI, ML. So why not AI? Because ultimately it will help you enhance your learnings, and also uh, giving it a try will obviously give you confidence as well, at the same time, that yes, I know a different technology at the same time. So this is the thing. And also, apart from that, Spark AR gives you a lot of opportunities. There are various hackathons that goes on with the Spark AR. Like if you get started with the Spark AR technology, and also when you get started with it, there are various hackathons. Like since Diwali is on the way, so Diwali hackathon will also be there, in which you will be getting so many opportunities. And also, apart from that, on onto the Spark AR hub, you can just leverage that platform, and also you can see that there are various challenges that also come up with so many amazing rewards. So that's the thing. And also, Spark Air community is so helpful. If you are stuck somewhere, they will obviously help you in that. So this is all about what is actually Spark AR, and in a gist, and also what is actually Spark AR community, and what is AR. Okay, so, and again, if you come up with any down, you can just comment it down, and I would be very happy to take them up. Okay, now I'll just open my Spark AR studio, and let's get started. Let me just share my screen, and then we'll get started with that. Perfect. So this is my Spark AR studio. Now here you can see that this is a Spark AI Studio, and let's understand how it actually works and how it is being used. So first of all, when you'll open your Spark AI Studio, that's how it's gonna be look like. Okay, now after that, you see that there are three things that are coming up into the experience. That one is the blank project, second one is the sharing experience, and the third one is the video calling experience. When you go to the blank project, now there is no experience that is being added. Why? Because, like, for example, I'm just making up the filter, I don't know for which thing I'm making. Now let's understand what experiences you can add. Like, for example, when you drag your mouse onto the sharing experience, you can see that it is showing AR for stories, reels, posts, and messages. So what's that? So basically what happens, if, for example, you are making an effect, so that effect can be used in different various ways. Okay, now, for example, I made an effect which is used for the stories, reels, post, messages, so I'll be using the sharing experience. But for example, I am making an effect for the video calling experience, so that's how I am segregating both the things, that how the experience matters. Okay, so that's how you can segregate the experience. Okay, like, for example, when you are making the world AR, something like that, then obviously it won't come under the video calling experience, it will come into the sharing experience. So that's how it gets segregated. So this is the one thing that you need to keep in your mind while making your AR. So that's how you can choose your experience. And for example, if you are just making an effect and you don't know how and where it will go, so just choose the blank project, because here you can explore and choose an experience type later. So it's totally up to you, you can choose the experience later. Okay, that's totally fine. Okay, now if you scroll down, you can see that there are various templates that are available to you. Okay, now which templates are they? Let's understand. Okay, so it is simply written get started quickly by customizing a template. Now, how you can customize a template, which is very much easy to do so. Okay, so there are various templates. You can see it's depth color overlay, it's audio visualizer, piano, pass the object, group vote, send to group. So there are various templates that are available to you over here. So here what we can see that we can choose any of the template and we can customize it. And how we can customize it, we can just click onto the template and we can add our functionalities to it, and it's very much easy to customize. So let me just show you that as well, that how you can actually customize your template. Again, till then, if you come up with any doubt, I would be very happy to take them all. Okay, perfect. Now you can see that there are various templates. So let's just take one template of hair color. Let's see. Okay, yeah. When I just clicked onto the hair color template, now it's being loading, and yeah, that's how it is being showed up. I'll just choose a video for that. Now here you can see that that's how it is being looking like. It's a hair color, here what they have done, they have actually added the face tracker. Okay, in which they have tracked the hair plane, added the hair plane, and also they added a block of hair color in which you can see that there are four colors that they have added. Now what you can do, how you can customize it. Now for example, you're a beginner and you don't know how it works, and you're totally you have no idea about the basics, and you can just check this, you can use these templates to understand it very nicely, because it will help you to get started with your first effect. And also not just for the beginners, when you are at the advanced level, then also, like for example, I want to make a hair color effect, but I really don't want to use the hair color block or something like that. So in that case, to understand that okay, how it was made, I can just have a look into this particular patch, and then I can get the whole understanding that how it has been done. Okay, I can just check this out, that okay, how they have added, how they have tracked the face, how they have tracked the forehead and then the hair, and after that how the positioning was done. And again, you can see that there were various color shaders that has been chosen, and also the gradient box, that there is a gradient box. Like for example, now here you can see that there, that here blue, red, pink, and these colors are being used. Okay, now what I can do, I can just click onto it and I can just change the color. Let's, if I'll change all the colors to somehow red or orange, so that's how it's gonna look like. So you can see that you can easily customize it. It's not at all difficult. Okay, it's very easy to customize these templates, and it's fun at the same time, because it will help you to get started with it, and also to see that how it is working. Okay, so yeah, that's how you can actually play around with the templates. You can check out these templates. There are various templates. For now, I'll just discard it. You can see that there are various templates over here. Okay, elements, wings, and there's one more template of face decoration, in which there's a specs onto your face. So these are few templates that are available to you, and you can check it out, and you can customize it and make your own effect over here like this as well. So that's how it is being used and it is being done. So now what we'll do, we will jump to the next section, which is the learn section. So here you can, yeah, actually you can see that what all awards has been given, and also if there is some new feature of the AI that has been coming, you can see that how you can add your portfolio. So in the learn section, that in the learn section, there are various things that are available to you. There are some tutorials as well that are available to you, that you can check it out. You can see you can also download the whole toolkit if you want to optimize 3D objects in the blender, and you want to get started with that as well. So that's very much easy to do so with this learn. Okay, you can just check out these tutorials in this learn section, and it's very much amazing. And you can see that there are various articles as well that are available for you. Okay, that you can have a look into it. You can have some face reference assets. Like for example, I am making an um, effect in which I am adding something onto my face, like tattoo or something. So in that case, obviously, I would be needing the face reference assets, because ultimately every person has a different face structure. Okay, so in that case, I would be needing the face reference asset. Now you can just check out the recent projects, or you can open any of your project. You can see that what's new, what is going on. You can also click onto the creator community, join the creator community, which is very much amazing, onto the Facebook that is available. Okay, so you can have a look into all these things, and it's very much amazing. And obviously, people are always available for you to help you out. And also, if you are making any of your new effect, you can just post into here. And yeah, it's great to do so. Okay, now what we would be doing, we would be clicking onto the blank project, and yeah, that's how it's being opened. So now, since we have understood that how actually Spark AR Studio is like how like the functions are mentioned outside it, now we would be jumping on to the internal properties, and we would be understanding that how the Spark AR Studio looks like. And also, we would be understanding that how the scene panel, asset panel, and also the property panel is being used. So yeah, let's get started with that. Again, if you come up with any doubt, do share it into the chat box. Don't hesitate to ask any doubt, because it is very much important to do so. If you'll ask doubt, then only you will be able to understand it more properly. Okay, and also apart from that, if there is any issue, and also after that, after this workshop as well, if you come up with any doubt, do let me know. Okay. Yes, perfect. Let me just again share my screen, and yeah. Now, what we can see in the left side, we can see that there's a scene panel. Okay, in the scene panel, you can see that there's a device, there's a camera, and the focal distance, and everything that is mentioned. So we would be understanding about these functionalities. Okay, when you see the scene panel, okay, you can see that all these things that are available into your mobile phone. Like for example, your mobile phone is your device. Okay, in which there's built-in camera, and there's a focal distance between the camera and you. So all these things that I mentioned, when you click onto the device, you can see that now it is being highlighted like this. So yeah, these are all things. Now, apart from that, you can also choose the device. For example, when here you can see that there's a user screen. When you click on to these three buttons, you can choose the iOS device that you want to. For example, I want to choose iPhone 13 Pro Max. So that's how you can also choose. You can choose some Android as well, Samsung Galaxy. So you can see that how like the screen size is being differed. Okay, according to the model. Okay, it can be Android, it can be iOS, so you can have a check into it like that as well. Now we'll go to the camera. You can see that there are a few properties as well that are mentioned of the camera. You can see that there's a texture extraction, camera depth extraction, and also segmentation. So there are various things that are available. Now, moving further with it, you can so basically in the scene panel you can add objects. When you click onto the plus, you can see that there are various objects that are being here. Okay, first there are the scene understanding. It's for like what you want to track. Okay, you want to track the face, you want to track the plane, or there's a target. Okay, or like you want to track the hand, so that's how you can have a check onto it. Now after that, there are some 3D objects. Okay, for example, you want to add some 3D object to it, a face mesh, a 3D text, or like a plane. So all these things comes on into the 3D objects. Now you can also add some 2D objects at the same time, like for example rectangle, 2D text. That's totally up to you. And there are some lights and effects as well that you can add. Like for example, you want to add some sound to it, then obviously you'll be adding the speaker. Okay, object. And also you can have the particle system as well, if you want some particles to be rolled out. Okay, so yeah, that's how it is to be done. Now when you go to the asset panel, you can see that there are various things that are available into the asset panel as well at the same time. Here you can import from the computer, or you can search some assets onto your asset library. Okay, now when you see that what is actually the asset, because obviously importing from computer is okay, that you are importing some images, videos, or audio from your computer, that's totally fine. But let's see what you can import from the asset library. When you go to the asset library, that's how it's gonna look like. Yeah, so that's how it's gonna look like. You can see that there are various things that are available into the asset library, the 3D object, music and sound, and so on. Here you can see that the asset library contains thousands of assets into it, and also you can have a look into it, and they are very much helpful to you, because obviously it contains a lot of things. You can see that when you go to the 3D objects, you can see that there are 999 plus assets. That means thousands of assets that are available to you for free. And obviously they are so much helpful, because for example, if you want to add something, like for example, let's take an example. Like for example, I want to add a model. Okay, any of the 3D models. So you can see that there are various models that are coming up. Okay, it can be animal, it can be a human, it can be AI. So there are various things that are available. So you can um, have a look into these assets, and they are very much helpful. Obviously, like various times what happens that I don't need to purchase any of the 3D asset from outside. They are available for free here, so it is very much amazing for me at the same time. Now when you go to the music and sound, you can see that there are again 966 assets that are available here as well. Okay, like you can see that, okay, there are so many music and sound effects that are available. You can like check them out separately as well if you want to. Like I just want the sound effects. Okay, so you can have a look into the sound effects, or you want a proper music, so you can have a check into it like this. Now when you go to the patch assets, you can see that there are various patches that are available. Okay, now when you see those patches, you can see that there are some patches like adjust colors. Okay, you can adjust colors. Okay, now you can see, like for example, one color segmentation, how to have that one color segmentation like this. Okay, so these are some patches that are available to you, which are very much helpful at the same time. So you can have a look into it, and you can use it if you want to. In anyhow, they are very much helpful. Now when you go to the textures, you can see that there are various textures that are available. You can see from here as well. Like for example, I want the noise textures, so it's looking like this. Environment texture, a proper environment texture. Okay, so yeah, you can use these forest environment textures as well. And also when it comes to the block, as I mentioned before as well, that they have used a hair color block. So there are 35 wishes that are available, so you can have a look into it, that which one you want to choose. Like yeah, like this is the face distortion, in which you can play around with the size of your nose, lips, eyes, forehead, and so on. Okay, is the face distortion one. And for example, in the makeup one, you can add makeup to your face using it. Okay, and so on. There are various blogs that are available. And again, if you are working on the script, then obviously script packages are also available, and so these color LUTs. So yeah, let's add at least one block to our effect. Till then, let's add the eye color. You just need to click on the import free, and it's being imported, and it's obviously not at all difficult to do so. It's amazing. Now it is being imported. Now you can see that there is a proper description is also available. You can see that you can have a look onto the functionalities that are available to it. These are some outputs, these are the inputs. So everything is very much descriptive here, which will help you. Okay, now you can see that I have added a block here of the name eye color. Okay, now let's get started with our effect. Now when we click onto the plus button, we will be adding a face tracker to our effect. Now while when we'll add a face tracker, we would be needing something else as well. So we have started tracking the face. You can see that there are three arrows that are coming in. When I'll not click it, now it's the arrows are not visible. When I click onto the face tracker, you can see that there are arrows and face is being tracked now. But what we need to do, we also need to add an object to it, which object we also need to add the face mesh to it. Okay, so yeah, that's how it's being look like. Let's change the view. You can also change the view from here. I'll just have this view. Perfect. Okay, so that's how it's being look like. So like you can also change the position of the face mesh if you want to. Like for example, like this, you can change it, so it's totally up to you. For now, let's keep it then and there only. um, yeah, so this is the thing that you can do easily, and it's not at all very difficult to do so. Now after that, when we added a face mesh, we would be adding a material to it. Now you can see onto the right side that there are various things that are available to you. Just give me a second. Yeah, so I was saying that you can play around with so many functionalities over here. You can see that okay, you can add a face mesh to your face tracker, and also you can change the position as well. And now onto your right side, you can see you can change the layer. If you want to create a new layer, it's totally easy to do so. Then you can see that if you uncheck this box of visible, then it won't be visible to you. Okay, so this is also one thing that you can do. Now apart from that, you can also see the tracked face. And apart from that, you can also change the scale is basically the size of that particular object that you have added. Like for example, I want to make it 2, so that's how it is to be done. Okay, so you can also change the scale. Okay, and position is obviously very easy to do so. You can also change the rotation. So also here you can see that you can change the material, you can add a material to it, as there's a plus button that is being there onto the right side of the materials. When you click onto the plus button, a material has been added. So that's how it is being look like. Now what you actually need to do, when you go to your material, you first need to rename the material, because ultimately it will help you in like for example, when you are adding various materials onto your effect, it's very difficult to differentiate that okay, which material was used for which particular thing. Okay, so that's why it's a very good practice to rename your materials. So let's rename it for the face material. Okay, now as I've done this, you can also change the color accordingly, or if you don't want to, you can add a texture to it. Let me just add a texture to it. Give me a minute. I'll just add a few textures to my effect. Perfect. So what you can do, you can click onto the plus button, you can click onto the import from computer, and then I'll go, and there are these two uh, materials that we would be adding today. So let's just select them and click onto the open, and now it's being added. Here you can see that there's it is written that texture is being compressed. So basically we don't want the texture to be compressed for now. So let's click both the both the textures, and when you go to the right side you can click on to the when you go to the right side you can see that there's a section of compression, and just click on to none. Okay, so yeah, that's how you actually uh, compressed it to none. So now moving further with it, what we can do, we have added the face material. Now we would be keeping the color at white. First of all, I was just showing that how you can change the color. If you just want to change the color, you can add a texture, like we have added the panda texture to it. Okay, so yeah, that's how it's gonna be look like. Let me just name it as the panda texture. Here you can see that's how it's being look like. But now you can see one thing, that the panda is being like dragged onto the face, but I don't need that. Okay, so what I'll be doing, I'll be just adding a plane to it. So I was just telling you that how, for example, you are let's make it not visible for now. So, and not make it visible for now, this as well. So for example, whenever you're making an effect, so two types of thing that you can add into your face tracker. One is the face mesh, second is the plane. Okay, so whenever you are adding a face mesh, you can add a material to it that you want to be keep it on your face. Like for example, I want to add a mask onto my face, then obviously I'll be using the face mesh as I have shown you. Okay, if I'll make it visible, this one, then you can see that this panda is coming up onto the whole face. Okay, so that's how you can actually add the face. You can use the property of the face mesh, but at the same time, if you don't want the whole material to be to come up onto your face, but you just want that, okay, like for example, that the panda material is somewhere here, and whenever I am moving my head, so it should be moving with my head. So you want something like that, so in that case you would be adding a plane to it. Now we'll understand that how you can add plane to it. When you go to the plane again, onto the right side, you can add a material to it by clicking onto the plus button and select the panda texture. And when you go to the panda texture, so yeah, first of all click onto the visible. So yeah, that's how you can see that it is being looking. So you can see the whole difference of using the face mesh and using the plane. So this is the main difference that you need to keep in your mind whenever you are using the face tracker, and you are adding a material to it. So for example, when you want it to come up onto your face, then use a face mesh, and when you want that it should be tracked according to your face movement, then you need to have to use plane for it. I hope this is very much understood by you. If you are coming up with any sort of doubt, do comment it down. Now what we have to do, when you go to the panda texture, you can see that now this panda is not let's play around with the shader type of this. When you go to onto your right side, you can see that there are various things that are available to you into the shader type. You can make it as flat. Here you can see the shader type actually change the shades of the panda. And then you can see when you click onto the physically base, you can see it is the shader type is being very much changed, and also you can see the change. And when you click onto the face pane, now it's totally different. So that's how you can also understand these properties. You can also have a look onto the shader type, but for now I would be needing the flat shader type. And what I'll be doing, I'll go into the plane, I'll go to the plane, I'll first of all pause this. Yeah, I'll first of all pause this, and what I'll do, I'll just drag it and drop it somewhere here. Okay, so that's how it is to be done. Now you can see like the way the head is being moved, it is being moved accordingly. Okay, now for example, what if I just like here you can see into the scene panel, what if I just drag the plane and put it somewhere out of the face tracker, and I'll start the play. Now you can see that it is not being tracked according to the face movement. So that's what I want to explain you, that if the plane is into the face tracker, then only it will be like moving according to your face movement. Okay. So now moving further with this, let's add one more plane to it. Let's add one more plane. Let's first of all let's name the first plane as the panda plane, and let's name the second plane as the olive. Let's add a material to it. When we added a material, let's name the material as a paw plane. Okay, when we added this material, we would be needing a texture, so let's add a texture to it. But now you can see the texture is way too large. What we can do, we can just go to our scene panel and select the paw left plane. And what we'll do, we'll first of all drag it, but still you can see it's way too large. So what we'll do, we'll just change the scale that you can see onto your right side. Let's change the scale from 1 to 0.4 in all the axes. So that's how it is to be done. Now you can see that we have changed the scale. With in the same thing, in the same sense, you would be adding one more object onto your face tracker of plane. We'll name it as the for right plane, and we'll be again adding a material to it. We'll be adding the same material to it, and what would be doing, we would be again doing the same thing. We would be dragging it, we would be changing the scale of it in all the axes, and we would be just resetting it like this. Perfect. Let's play it, and now you can see that that's how it is to be look like. Perfect. So now you got the like a simple basic understanding that how you can actually make your own very first effect, and how you can actually add things to it. You can add material to it, you can add some texture to it, and which is very much easy to do so, and it is very much exciting as well at the same time. Now if you remember, we have added a block of the eye color, but we haven't added into our scene panel. So obviously whatever you are adding onto your assets, it is very like if you want to make it visible onto your effect, then obviously you need to add it onto your scene panel. That obviously we have added the materials. Okay, so in that case what we did, we placed added the material according to our wish or into our plates. So that's how we use those materials of our asset panel or into our scene panel. So in the same way, when it comes to the blocks, what you need to do, you just need to drag and drop it into the scene panel. Okay, when I just dragged and dropped the like eye color into my scene panel, you can see the eye color of the like of our real-time simulation has been changed. Okay, now I can obviously change the eye color according to my wish. Obviously it is very much easy to do so. I can choose a different eye color if I want to. I can work on that functionality. I've just changed the eye color according to my wish. Perfect. So that's how it is being look like. And also you can see that, okay, how much opacity you want, or pupil opacity, or you can obviously scale the iris as well. So it's totally up to you. You can change the settings accordingly. You can customize it according to your wish, and that's how you can add the eye color. But now there's one more thing. We haven't added the makeup, but I want this the face to look very smooth. Okay, so in that case, what I can do, let's understand this. We'll add one face mesh to our face tracker. Okay, we'll add a material to our face mesh. Okay, we'll create a new material. We'll name it as the face material. Okay, no issue in that. Now when you go to the shader type, you can see that there is one more shader type that is available of the retouching. When you click onto the retouching, here you can see that you can have the skin smoothing. Okay, when you check this skin smoothing to something like 95, what you can see the skin has been now very much smooth. So it's more like no makeup effect, something like that, that we just added. We added a retouching to it. Like for example, if you are not adding makeup to your effect, at least add smoothing to your effect, because ultimately it will make the effect more interactive to the people, and also it will be more great for the people to use it. Okay, so that's how you can add the skin smoothing, and also that's how you can add a block to your effect, and there are various things that you can add on. Now let's understand one more thing that you can play around. Let's add some date and time as well. So I know that there are various functionalities that we are adding one by one, and it might be very difficult for you to cope up with everything, but yeah, it is very much important to do so, because ultimately this will only help you to get started with your Spark AI Studio. And don't be tense, it's very much easy. If you come up with any doubt, also like if you come up with any doubt, you can just drop you can just comment it out. We would be very happy to like answer them all. And also apart from that, we will be working on some more functionalities now. Again, if you come up with like any doubt, do comment it out. And now let's work on one two more functionalities, and then we'll submit our effect. Okay, perfect. So now you can see one thing that we have. So let's sum it up first of all, and then we'll add more functionalities to it. Now, what we did, we first of all added the face tracker. Okay, the one thing that we added the face tracker so that we can play around with the face effect. Second thing, what we did, we added a plane to it. Okay, for to add this panda and the paws onto our face. Okay, we added the planes, and after adding the planes, what we did, we added a material to it. After adding the material, we just gone to the assets. In the assets, we added the texture of the panda. Okay, after adding the texture of the panda, we resize it, and we align the panda's position and the paws position according to our preference. And after that, what we did, we added a face mesh to it. Why we added a face mesh? So that we can apply some retouching onto our face, so we added a face mesh to it. And after that, we added an eye color to it. Why we added an eye color? So that we can understand the block functionalities, at how we can add block onto our effect. Okay, so yeah, That's how it is to be done. Now we would be understanding some more functionality. So for that, what we would be doing, we would be clicking on the plus button, because now we won't be adding anything onto our face tracker. It would be different. So now we would be first of all jumping onto the 2D objects, and we would be adding a canvas to it. Here you can see that there's a description that is being like provided here with us, that is a container for laying out 2D objects and making them responsive to the size of the screen. So this is the description of the canvas. So basically, for example, you are adding 2D objects, so basically canvas works as a container for those 2D objects. Okay, and it makes them responsive to the size of the screen. Okay, now when we click on to the insert button, you can see that there's a canvas that is being added. You can see that there's a blue line that is coming up. Now what you need to do, you need to click on to the right button. You just need to right click onto the canvas and add in the add object. What you need to do, you need to add 2D text to it. Okay, when you add a 2D text to it, you can see, so that's how it's being look like. So what you need to do, you just need to drag it and drop it somewhere here, and then we'll add a text to it. Now what sort of text you can add, you can go to the right side and you can see that there are various sort of text that you can add. Let's see what sort of text you can add. You can add something like happy birthday. It's very easy to do. So you can see we added a happy birthday. We can drag this to position it. Okay, we just added a happy birthday and we dragged it and we position it like this. But let's see that how you can add something more to it. Okay, so for that, what you need to first clear up the text. Let's clear up the text, let's delete the text. And what you can do, you need to click onto the insert and we can insert date of the week. Okay, now as what we did, we actually added day of the week, in which, for example, like today is Wednesday, so that's why it is showing Wednesday. Now it's a dynamic text. What will happen, like for example, someone is using this effect on a Sunday, so it will be showing Sunday and it won't be showing Wednesday. So this is the actual meaning of dynamic text. So that's what we actually added. Okay, in various effects you have seen that there's a date and time that is being shown up, or the date and date time, so that is being like mentioned. And you might be thinking that, okay, how I can add this like thing into my effect. So yeah, that's how you can add it. So let's drag it and drop it somewhere here, and after that let's add let's name it as the day of the week text. Now what we'll do, we'll add one more 2D text object in our canvas. Okay, let's name it as the time text. Okay, and let's clear up the text and let's insert a dynamic text of time shot. That's how you can do it, which is very easy. Now what you can do, when you go to the day of the week, you can say that, okay, I don't like this font. So what you can do, you can just change the font, which is very easy to do. So let's change the font, and let's change the color as well of the font. We can change the color as well. Now it's looking pretty cool. Now let's change the font of the time as well. Let's change the color at the same time. Perfect. Now you can see that we have like changed the color and the font and you can also play around with the size as well, font size if you want to, and you can play around with some more and more functionalities. You can see that onto the right side in the properties, there are various things that are available and mentioned, so you can check them all, and you can check that out and you can play around with that. So I guess that we have discussed various functionalities in just one go. So I guess that's pretty much up for the today's effect. So now you can see that, yeah, just what happened, like it was 11:55, now it's 11:56 and it got changed. So that's how you can see that it is a dynamic text and that's how it works. Now as we have made our effect, what we need to do, first of all, we'll add experience to it. You onto your left bottom side, you can see you can change the project properties and add experience to it. Okay, clicking onto the insert, you can add experience to it. Now after adding experience to it, what you need to do, you just need to click onto the test on device and send the notification onto your Instagram or onto your Facebook account, which is whichever is linked. Okay, when you click onto the insert, the you'll be notified that okay, you can try your effect out. It is being loaded, it will take some time. Yeah, you can see that it is written, we have sent a notification to Instagram, open the app to test your effect. Or what you can do, if you haven't received the notification or due to any glitch there's an issue, so what you can do, you can also click onto the copy link and obviously share it over with you, like you can just share this particular link with your friends as well if they want to check out this filter that you have made before publishing. Now what you can do, you can click on to the publish button and they check okay the file size and everything. You can click on to the record video, you can record it, but don't record this real time simulation video. Okay, you can record your own video, but for that I need to turn off my camera from here. Okay, let me just give it a try. You just click on to the record. Okay, it's not letting me record from my integrated camera. Okay, it is not letting me for now because I'm using one camera for now, but that's totally fine. When we're just clicking on to the upload. Perfect. So now it is being uploaded. Now what you can do, you can see that it is now being uploaded, and it now the Spark Air Hub will be opening, and then in there we will be uploading our first ever effect over there. Okay, I hope you all are very much excited for that, and I hope that you have enjoyed making your first ever effect and hoping to see your effects as well onto the Google form that we will share it super soon. Now what you can see, now this is my Instagram, and you can just name your effect whatever you want to. Let's name it as Parna effect. Okay, now what you can do, you can select some categories. Okay, like for example world area, it's not actually world area. So let's add categories, like for example it is for the selfies, there's some animals that I use, there's some color and light and its moods. Okay, now what you can do, you can add some keywords as well at the same time to it, like panda, eye color. We have added the text, time, day, so you can add more and more keywords to it. Okay, now what you need to do, you need to choose a file from your PC. Okay, that you actually want people to have a look into it. Like for example, I'll whatever demo video I'll be adding here, it will be demonstrated over here in my profile. Okay, and now that's how you can actually click on to the submit and your effect would be submitted. Okay, So that's how you can actually submit your first ever own effect. So what I'll do, I'll be jumping on to my Spark AR Hub. I'll be showing you my Spark AR Hub, clicking onto the get started. So this is my Spark AR Hub. You can see that these many like number of opens that I have received in last 28 days, and these many number of opens I have received in my like throughout my effect journey till now. And also, let's see that how it is being look like I have made this I have uploaded this panda effect lately. So in that case, you can see that I can have a look onto the number of impressions I have received, opens and shares, and also there are various insight that I can look up to. Like, you can see this as well. Okay, like, okay, which audience is loving my effect, and which age group, and from which countries I'm getting the main response from. So all these things I can have a look into it, and I can see the details. And also, it is very much important to keep it visible. If you turn it off, then obviously we cannot check your effect. It won't be able, it won't be possible for us to have a look onto your effect. So keep it visible, it is very much important to do so. Obviously, then only we will also be able to give you the meta certificate. And when you go to the files, you can also like download your AR file that you have added into it. So yeah, that's how it is to be done. Now I'll be just opening your submission form. Okay, I'll show you that how you can actually submit your form. I've added the submission form into the chat box. Here is your submission form. You can have a look into it, and I'll just show you that how you can actually submit your form, and you can get the meta certificate. Yeah, I'll just quickly share my screen again and show you. So yeah, here is your submission form. Okay, now let's understand how you can fill your form. First of all, you need to add name, email address, contact, college name, Facebook profile URL, which is obviously you just need to go to your Facebook profile and copy the URL. And now here comes these three to four things that are very much important. Now, first one is the effect URL. What you need to do, you just need to go to your Spark Air Hub, open your effect, click onto these three dots and copy this effect id and paste this effect id over here. After that, what you need to do, you just need to go to these three dots and copy the owner id and paste it here. Now, clicking onto this share, click onto this particular url. Now your url has been copied to the clipboard, and you need to paste this into the effect url. So that's how you need to do this. Obviously, date of submission, like for example, it's 24, so add 24 08 2022 and upload the demo video that you have actually um, uploaded onto your Spark AR hub. So yeah, that's how you can fill this form, which is very easy to do so, and it's so amazing to have obviously to showcase and to add a meta certificate in your resume at the same time. So yeah, that's how you can do so. Now we would be jumping to some AR policies, Spark AR policy. We would be understanding about the Spark AR policies, so that it's very much important to keep this in your mind whenever you are making an effect and whenever you are uh, publishing your effect. Okay, I'll quickly share my screen again and we'll discuss the Spark AR policies. Again, if you have any doubt till now, you can just ask. I would be very happy to answer them all. Okay. Now, here you can see about the Spark Air policies. Now you can see the Spark Air. Spark Air basically enables a global community of creators and developers. Okay. So yeah, it is being used by the billions of people using the meta technologies. And when it comes to the policy, the part one is the effects. So first of all, it is very important to keep this in your mind, that how your effect is being uh, performed. Okay, it shouldn't be lagging, or it should not okay, the effect must load in a reasonable amount of time. Okay, and also like have a look into this visual text, voice intents, these custom controls, and also the capabilities that is being used into your effect. And also, user safety and security is very much important. Now when we come to the part two of our policies, then it comes about the metadata and media. Okay, effect name appear alongside effect when used or shared on Facebook, Instagram, message, or portal. Okay, the names must not be duplicate. Okay, then after that, names must not contain the Instagram account. Okay, like for example, I have made the effect from my account, so I cannot add the username of my Instagram account into the effect. Okay, then after that, when it comes to the demo videos, you can see that demo videos in this, you cannot use the real-time simulation that are available to you onto the Spark AR Studio. Try not to use this, not even into the demo videos, and not even in the icons. Else, most of the time, your effect gets rejected if you do so. So try not to use it, because ultimately you would be in a question that why my effect got rejected. Okay, so try not to use it. And then when it comes to the part 3, you can see that there are the Facebook community guidelines standards, and also the Instagram community guidelines. You can have a check into it. Okay, then after that, when it comes to the suitability of the user base, the content must not be shocking. It should not promote any illegal products, alcohol, tobacco, adult nature, or it must not discriminate against any person. Okay, so these are few things that you need to keep in mind while like making an effect. And also, apart from that, it must not promote the use or depict the sale of a potentially dangerous cosmetic procedure. Obviously, like there are various cosmetic things that are coming up, so it should not promote any of the illegal thing at the same time. And your content must not promote online gambling, spammy, misleading stuff, or some wrong links or tags. Okay, so these are few things that you need to keep in mind whenever you are making an effect. So yeah, I guess that's all for the today's workshop. And we would be looking forward for all your amazing effects over this form. I have shared the submission form over the chat box. You can just have a look into it and submit all your amazing amazing effects over this form. And I'm very much I'm pretty sure that you love the workshop. Again, if you come up with any doubt, you can just comment it down over the video, and we would be very happy to answer them all. Okay, so thanks a lot, everyone. Yeah, thank you so much. I guess that you loved it. And yeah, if you again keep creating your amazing effects. And also, apart from that, um, like mm, why not like making this effect is truly amazing, and turning your imagination to the reality is so cool. So yeah, keep making this effect, and do so, and do let me know if you come up with any doubt. And thanks a lot, everyone, for joining in today. And yeah, do submit your effect. Don't forget to submit your effect, that is which is very much important. See ya, have a great day. Bye bye.